quite frankly, I'm fine with putting on our one-way flight back to Somalia. You don't like it here? You think it's so bad? You have a dictator as a president who, by the way, loves freedom and loves the Constitution, loves democracy, and he's protecting it every single day. She can just go back to Somalia.
Question for
Don't
you.
forget her brother. They're particularly.
They can go together.
Where I'm going with that is,
And the new husband.
how
Congresswoman Omar, I'm Miles Morrell with the Daily Caller News Foundation. Do you think more of your Democratic colleagues should be traveling to El Salvador to advocate on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia?
I think you should fuck off. Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, what, Congresswoman?
fuck off.
Who should?
You.
Why me?
I'm not taking any questions right now, but here you go.
Yeah, thanks.
Alex, far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar believes that America is becoming one of the worst countries in the world. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans.
Okay, before they jump in, I do want to say Ilhan Omar has got to be an embarrassment. And I don't understand how she was elected. I don't understand how she continues to stay in her position and role. It makes no sense. Where are the sensible people at? And I'm starting to wonder, maybe we need to institute and really push for election reform, because there has to be some shenanigans that are keep allowing this type of leader, I'm using that term loosely, to continue and to stay in power when everything they want is anti the country that they're and the people that they're supposed to be representing. But let's let them go. Let's go.
So one of her big concerns is that there was a military parade marking the 250th anniversary of the US Army, and that coincided with the president's birthday. And she claims that, holding this parade, honouring veterans, makes Trump a failed dictator. I thought Whoopi Goldberg was bad, but at least, she's being direct and honest about how much she frankly hates America, straight up saying it's one of the worst countries in the world.
Well, first of all, Ilhan Omar is from Somalia, and there's evidence that she married her brother. And she's talking about parades. I'd like to see a pride parade in Somalia. That does not happen. So her fifth world, not even third world, not even fourth world, fifth world country where you can't even be an open homosexual. You could be punished by death, theoretically, where she's from. So she wants to talk about how her country is better than America. Give me a break. America is a billion times better a country to live in, work in, and just do business in. Anything in America. And no offense to Somalia. I'm sure there's some great Somali people, but we're comparing apples and oranges when you compare the United States of America and a fifth world country like Somalia that literally doesn't even have gay rights. So give me a break. Ilhan Omar, she should be ashamed of herself. And she was empathetic to the terrorists on 9/11. So she's just honest. She hates this country. And that's a sad reality, is that we actually have politicians that are sitting currently in power that hate the country in which they're serving.
Clearly.
It's just so redundant or
and they're being open
counterproductive.
about it. They're literally telling us how much they hate the country.
Wow. So Ilhan Omar claims U.S. is turning into one of the worst countries in the world. I don't know if you heard about this or not. So far-left Representative Ilhan Omar stated in an interview on Democracy Now! YouTube page, published Friday, I grew up in a dictatorship, and I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are now in the streets without any regard to the people's constitutional rights.
And this isn't the country she was born in. As my first thought, 'cause she just talked about that. But when she's saying, she hates, it's the fact. But she's
And the young lady right here in the blue is going to kind of tease it out, but you do realize that you could go back to the country that you think is better than this country that's becoming the worst. And we might need to unpack this and have this as another conversation about these people saying, well, only reason we're here is because we have more opportunities to make money and then send the money back, or to do this and then go back. That's fine. Go ahead and go back. Why don't you use the ingenuity and the leadership and all this economic and financial prowess that you have, that you're exerting here in the United States? Why don't you take it to your country and develop it there, that it might become the place that we're scrambling and scraping to get to. You know what I'm saying? If America is so terrible and you are so, you're just here, you're just schlepping it up because, hey, I'm just here just to make a little bit of bread. Why don't you go over there to your country that you want to go to and make it better? It just seems to be pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but let's go.
Saying she hates the military. So to our men and women in uniform, number one, I want to say that's just un-American. We support our military. The parade was one of the greatest things I've seen in my lifetime. But quite frankly, I'm fine with putting on our one-way flight back to Somalia. You don't like it here? You think it's so bad? You have a dictator as a president who, by the way, loves freedom and loves the Constitution, loves democracy, and he's protecting it every single day. She can just go back to Somalia.
Question for
Don't
you.
forget her brother. They're particularly
they can
That's
go
where I'm
together.
going. Where I'm going with that is,
And the new husband.
how
You also recently called for the deportation of Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar over her criticism of President Trump's military parade, response to the Los Angeles riots. Do you still stand by that, given growing concerns over lawmakers' security?
What I'll say is this. You have leaders in this country that are attacking our country. They're fighting with the principles upon which America was founded. If that's going to happen, you don't have to stay here. You can go home. You can leave this country if you hate it so much. But I'll tell you this, as you see these leftist radical members of Congress running to immigration, ICE facilities, trying to obstruct justice, they're not going to be able to get to the middle of the Everglades. I'll tell you that. So if they want to try to get down there, we welcome them.
No one is attacking or has attacked Americans. It's time to stop dragging Americans into war and letting Israel once again getting America involved in their chosen war. But is the congressman forgetting the Pentagon says Iran killed nearly 900 U.S. service members and Americans since 1983, including 3 U.S. service members killed in an Iran drone attack in Jordan just in January 2024.
And I might want to just add, Ilhan Omar had no problem with America, American projects, American equipment, and even potentially American soldiers entering into the Ukraine war or anywhere else for that matter. Now, whether or not we need to be engaged in what's going on with Israel and Iran, we can have that discussion. But what was our interest in the issue with Ukraine and Russia? I don't know, but it seemed like there's a double standard, but it never seems to fail. It's always going to remain that double standard. It's always going to be something I don't like about what you're doing, and what you're doing is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life, even though I've done the same thing, but it really wasn't that bad. So let me know what you think. Give me your comments down below. Do you agree with Ilhan Omar? Do you think that America is becoming a terrible place? Do you agree with the other speakers that said America is a fantastic place and you can go to your other place that you think is better? What do you think? Down in the comments, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Please, we're going to keep that conversation going and brewing. I also want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel and becoming a subscriber. We're helping us hit our goal of 50,000 subscribers. I'm looking so forward to celebrating with y'all. It's going to be a great time. So until then, grace and peace. Take care.